$250 silver. We're going to talk about that. Eric Sprott said that not too long ago. KITCO is talking about a miniature silver squeeze. We'll dive into that one as well. Yes, silver squeeze. We haven't been hearing that too much lately, but we know there's a massive move right now in the gold market. We're going to talk about what's happening in gold today. Big news coming out, scary news coming out, but a lot of big things that point towards more and more solidity, more and more strength for the precious metals markets. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being part of the basement. We love to talk about gold and silver. Please subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up. I want you to come back. I want you to feel like you found a little precious metals home away from home, because you deserve it. It's a great deal. We've made a lot of friends here in the gold and silver community. That includes you. So please, please come back. Let's look at the headlines that are popping off this morning. Some scary things happening in the world. As you already know, Israel strikes Iran nuclear sites and military leadership as Middle East braces for retaliation. And that's the real scary part. The word retaliation is bad enough. But what's that? Tin can. Okay, hold on. Thank you, Susie. Let's see if we can check the audio. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. What's going on here? Okay, the audio should be better. Thank you, Susie. Hey, you as the viewer may not have even realized the audio was bad, but nonetheless, hopefully you can hear me better. Let's check in with Susie. We're having some technical issues this morning, and make sure that we are good. And then we're going to talk about Susie. Is the audio improved? Over. Thank you.
Perfect now. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. I apologize you didn't get to experience the full octave enjoyment of my voice earlier in the live stream. Guys, what's really scary here, what's really important, because gold is up, we're going to look at that, up $50 per ounce, is escalation. Retaliation is one thing. Escalation, this could be a not good situation in the world from a geopolitical, from a war perspective. So we're going to keep a close eye on that. But nonetheless, this morning, as a result, we're getting some interesting movements in the markets. Here we are looking at gold on CNBC. You can see the gold price in the futures market up $60 per ounce. And silver, as you might expect, up only 7 cents. I'm actually surprised it's up because gold is the one that really reacts to these big geopolitical events. Now, be prepared, because as we know from having invested in the gold market and the silver market for years, sometimes these event-driven spikes can be retraced very quickly. But nonetheless, there are major supportive factors out there right now for gold, and in particular silver. Let's go take a look at the silver chart, where we know we've had this major breakout above the $35 price, and I thought it was super interesting. How many days now? Let's look at the 1-year chart, and I promise this will be the last time we'll look at this. Oh, we're getting the crayons out. Here we go. Here is $35. Here's a red line. That was the red line in the sand that silver had tried to break through several times, once, twice, I think even another time further back. We did break out, which is a massive deal, right? We know there's very little resistance above the 35, especially $36 per ounce range. But what I find very interesting, and there's all different theories on how you can officially say that something has broken out. But if we look at how many days now that silver has broken above $35, so we're going to count, because it was at 34 here on the 4th of June. Looks like on the 5th, that was day 1. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are now in the 8th day. We are in the 8th day of the big major silver breakout. Actually, very exciting news. Very big news for silver, because as we know, right, when something breaks out like that, usually it will keep going higher. And on top of that, there is very little resistance between $36 silver, $40 silver, $50 silver, and even as high as $60 silver. And we know that we deserve it. Did you know there was a silver smash? We're going to talk about the silver squeeze a little bit later. But we had a silver smash the other night that a lot of people kind of overlooked. But our friend Oren, the silver hermit, put this post out. Basically said this is not a price chart. This is a crime scene. So not last night, but the night before, we got this. Check this out. In the middle of the night, around 3-4 a.m., probably Eastern time, we saw the silver price go from about 36.30 all the way down to almost a whole dollar down. Look at that crazy waterfall that occurred in the middle of the night. But the good news, as you know, and I know, is that we've pretty much recovered all of that yesterday, and today we're still holding in that same area. And as we just covered, right, it's just critical at this point that we stay above $35. A lot of the big analysts will say, they won't consider it a breakout until there's 2 or 3 days above $35, $36. We did it like we just showed. We're on day 8 right now. Now, don't rule anything out. I don't want to rain on the parade. And trust me, you know me. I'm one of the biggest believers in the long-term price of silver. Eric Sprott's mentioning $250 silver. I think that's definitely within the realm of possibilities. But we must be prepared for anything. And anyone who's been in the silver market like you or me for decades knows that it can do some shocking things. But guess what, guys? It can also do some shocking things to the upside. I know we've been beaten, what's it called? Battered bowl syndrome, right? We've been battered so many times that it's hard to believe, but it will happen, and it can happen. And it very well may be happening right now in the present moment. So let's keep our attitudes optimistic. $60 silver, $100 silver, and we will get to Eric Sprott's $250 silver. I thought this was very interesting about silver from the Happy Hawaiian. And then we're going to talk about the silver squeeze. But the Happy Hawaiian put this one out a few months ago, but it really hits the nail on the head. How much silver exists in the ground compared to gold? Roughly 19 to 1. So there's 19 ounces of silver for each 1 ounce of gold in the ground. So how much silver do they mine each year compared to gold? Only about 7 ounces of silver for each 1 ounce of gold. How much is available in stockpiles? Because as we all know, a lot of silver gets consumed. More like 3 to 1. So what's the price of gold compared to silver? At the time was 102 times more expensive. Currently, we're probably sitting around about 90 to 1, the gold to silver ratio. Oh, okay, cool. I mean, what's the gold price at right now, guys? Hold on here. We'll get an update. Let's say we have 30. We'll round up. We have 35. Gosh, darn it. That's easy math. I don't have to get the calculator out. If we have $3,500 gold, which seems like it's on the horizon, and we broke through that if it were priced at the same mining ratio of 7 to 1, that would mean $500 silver. Now, look, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving financial advice. Always consult a professional financial advisor. However, I think the argument can be made that the price of silver is hugely undervalued. If you want to get your hands on some silver, take a look at this beauty. This is the Year of the Snake coin from our friends at First Mint, channel sponsor. They sponsor the gold and silver content here in the basement. This is just one of the absolute unique silver bullion products, world-class silver bullion products that First Mint makes at their mint in Nevada. But what's even more interesting about First Mint is where they get their silver. They don't get their silver from the COMEX. They don't get their silver from the LBMA. No, First Mint is owned by First Majestic Silver. So these silver products that you can get, right, these unique products from First Mint, that's fresh silver that was just mined out of the ground in Mexico by First Majestic Silver. You can check it out at firstmint.com. They've got free shipping over $199, and they have a discount code VIPRB, which will get you a little discount. And remember, it's a company you can trust, right? Owned and operated by First Majestic Silver, which is led by Keith Neumeyer, a super high respected name in the precious metals community. Let's talk about the silver squeeze, because KITCO, right, runs an article about a little miniature silver squeeze, and let's see why and how they are saying that could happen. Here we go. Great article from our friend Ernest Hoffman. Silver will see many squeeze events to address the London-New York imbalance. The price could hit $40 this year. That's according to TD Securities analyst Mr. Ghali. In purple, silver prices have finally started to break out over the last 2 weeks, and the unresolved market distortions between New York and London could see the gray metal hitting new highs of its own before long, according to Daniel Ghali, our good friend, senior commodity strategist at TD Securities. We think this has been a long time coming, he added, and we think the current market structure favors these kind of mini squeeze events. So maybe like a day when silver price is up $5. Shh, don't tell anybody. $7 per ounce. I think that would be a mini squeeze going forward. Ghali said that silver's sharp move higher was caused in part by an imbalance between the major trading hubs in London and New York. So that's what this is all about. The paper market is so screwed up, right? In this London, New York arbitrage situation, whatever, it's just a big mess. We know from following the price of silver on the Shanghai Gold Exchange, the physical price of silver, right, in China, where they're actually now becoming the price discovery leader for silver, that the silver price is often $2, sometimes even $3 per ounce higher, 7, 10, 15% higher. So the whole market on the paper side is completely screwed up. Eventually, the hens come home to roost. You can only fool Mother Nature, market forces, supply and demand for so long. Everything eventually will come back to physical in the silver market. Let's look at what Eric Sprott said and remind ourselves of another reason why we can be highly optimistic about the silver price. And this is a post from a little while back, but I believe also from KITCO. Silver is going to skyrocket, according to Eric Sprott. If you don't know who Eric Sprott is, he is like the crowned king of silver. Okay. He started Sprott Asset Management. He's known, he's highly respected. He's a very wealthy man. And he knows what's happening right now in the world of precious metals, and in particular with silver. But remember this, right? The key points: focus on gold and silver as a strategic investment. Silver to skyrocket. Sprott believes the silver price could reach $250 to $500. See, I could have said silver, $500, and we actually showed earlier why silver could be $500, right? It's mined at a 7-to-1 ratio, but the actual price is closer to a ratio that reflects, compared to gold, more of about 100 or 90-to-1. If we got back to a mining ratio price for silver alone, we would have $500 silver. Stock market vulnerabilities. So this is in a video that Sprott did not too long ago. But another interesting thing that he said, he on his gold forecast, well north of $3,000 by the end of the year. So he hit it on the nail, hit the nail on the head with gold. Hold on here. So we know that silver can't be far behind. Look, I made a video earlier in the week, all right, that I don't think enough people watched, that pointed out something very critical about what's happening with silver. When you look at the silver price in Canadian dollars, all-time highs. When you look at the silver price in Australian dollars, all-time highs. When you look in the end, all around the world, we're getting all-time high prices in silver in native currencies. The same darn thing happened in the gold market, I don't know, 18 months, 16 months ago. I was having deja vu as I was making the video, because I was like, I remember the same scenario unfolded 15, 16 months ago when gold was making new all-time highs in Chinese yuan, Canadian dollars, whatever. And we said, it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. Quickly, a few more quick things, interesting things. When it comes to gold, guys, gold is now the world's second largest reserve asset. It overtook the euro. Here we go. Central banks' gold stockpiles are close to levels last seen in the 1960s. Combined with gold's soaring price, it is now second only to the U.S. dollar as their biggest reserve holding in value terms. The ECB said this in some analysis on Wednesday of last week. And one thing that we've been watching very closely, and there have been some, I think, major developments in this as well, is the DXY index still below 100. Earlier in the week, it had dropped down below 97. We can see over here. We are on the wrong screen. There we go, guys. Sorry about that. But we're still closer to 98, but we got into the 97s. Don't forget, okay? Don't you forget this very important part. Very important point. Okay? Between here, around the year 2000, and here, between about 2011, as you can see, the dollar index went into a bear market, went really low, down to about 75. During that same period, the silver price went from $5 to $50, peaking in 2011. And gold, I don't know for sure, but I know gold went up at least 3 or 4. I want to be conservative, times in price. Not 3 or 4%, guys, 3 or 4 times in price. The other thing that we want to keep an eye on are mining stocks. You know, I follow the gold mining and silver mining stocks very, very closely. They have been doing very well. I believe they are still undervalued by almost any metric that you want to look at. And as we move through the rest of the year, if we continue with these strong gold and silver prices, that more and more people will be moving into the precious metal mining stocks. On that note, I do want to say thank you to channel sponsor First Mining Gold. They're a development stage company. That means they've established massive resources of gold in the ground, but it's in Canada. They have 2 huge projects, Du Parquet project, which is in Quebec, and the Spring Pole project, which is in Ontario. They also have another 1 million ounce project, the Cameron project, which is also in Canada. So they are moving.
Someone said First Mining Gold was doing well today. Do you want to look at the price real quick?
Yeah, I don't want to pull that up, but thank you. Yeah, thank you. First Mining Gold, thank you, Susie, has been doing very well. The stock has probably gone up almost 40% here in the last, 3-4 weeks. But a great company, right? To me, one of the things I love, I don't own much physical gold, but I do own gold mining stocks, development stage companies. And to me, it's almost like owning gold, but it's in the ground and it's in Canada, like the safest vault in the world. You can learn more about the company. You can actually talk to a person that works at the company, their director of investor relations, Paul Morris. His email is in the description of this video. Thank you for being here. We are in for some wild good times in the precious metals markets, right? We are there. Now, I think silver could really, really surprise us here throughout the rest of 2025. We've talked about it. We sat down here, basement dwellers, right? When silver was $18 per ounce, $20 per ounce, like half of where it is now. And the exciting part is that when you look at all the factors that have driven the increase in price in gold and silver, they continue to be there. There continues to be a strong argument for much more support for the prices of the precious metals and the mining stocks as well. Thank you for being here. Don't forget, please subscribe to the channel. I want you to come back to the basement. Huh? How'd you get in my basement? You're always welcome to come here virtually, right? Our little home away from home. You take care of yourself. On behalf of myself and our friend upstairs, Susie, who helps through the walkie-talkie, I want you to have a great day. Take care of yourself, and I will see you. Yeah, I'm talking to you soon.